Green Grape Sessions. This video is not targeted at children. We will return to normal scheduled programming in other videos. Join us live at www.mixer.com/Midgard. Hello and welcome to the Green Grape Sessions Farm Together edition. Today we are actually doing a little bit of a how-to, a little tiny bit of a get through an event much quicker than normal, as a kind of introduction, a kind of surprise. There is a new event started in Farm Together today. What's the event called? Starry Night? Yeah. Starry Harvest. Okay, so unfortunately what this will require is that you have someone else who plays the game with you.
This is my farm.
This is Nitty's farm.
You want to have a look at the map?
Yeah. It's a big farm. Much bigger than the Green Grape Sessions farm, but
yes, I might have a slight addiction.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
But basically, whenever an event comes along, in this case the Starry Harvest, they give you something that you can plant, or some animal you can harvest, or something, right? If you are doing it on your own, you can only place a maximum number of items depending on what that maximum item is. Sometimes it's 18, sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 200. In this case, you can plant a maximum of 125. Now it says 250 there because I'm in Niddy's game, and this is the little hint, the little tip, the little cheat you can do if you have someone. It's not really a cheat, it's more of a kind of how you can...
An encouragement.
Yeah, it's a good way of dealing with it. Basically what you do is, if you are in someone else's game, in this case Nitty's game, hello Nitty, what you do is you join their game. You jump on your tractor, if you have your tractor. You plant all 250, in this case.
And what you also do is, because Eli's in one game, when it comes to harvesting them, he needs to be the one harvesting them.
Yeah.
He'll also put...
Yeah, if I plant these 250 in her game and then she harvests them, I don't get the rewards for it.
You're okay to harvest them as long as the...
Yeah, basically, whoever hosts the room shouldn't harvest or plant. I mean, you can plant, but you can't harvest. But you'll only be able to plant a maximum of 125 in this case.
One thing that's also handy is having these water sprinklers if you have frozen.
Yeah. Yeah, if, for instance, with these, they take an hour to harvest, and you can plant them every season. With these water filters, automatic watering sprinklers, you actually get, it takes half an hour. They half the time, which is really handy.
Just wished it worked.
Yeah. Well, with the flowers, what they do is they actually improve the quality of the flowers.
Is that it?
That is it, yeah. Yeah. Oop. Left trigger. Been a while since I played the game. I'm just moving these two to here and here. So you saw that they took an hour normally. Here you can see they take half an hour. Now
what
the
sneaky thing I'm going to do now...
if you'll wait a moment, the more people you have join your game, the more you can put down at once. Every person that joins can add an additional 125. But what you can do, as Nitty was about to explain, I just thought I'd preempt her because I just wanted to add that little bit. The more people you have, the quicker you can burn through these events. the sneaky thing you can do is once you've planted them in, say, your friend's game, you then leave. Go into your own game. In this case, I'm going to go into the Midgard game rather than the Green Grape Sessions game. Then Nidhi can go down to where we're planting,
Just loading in at
and she can plant 250. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start planting them as soon as I've got fuel, and then you can finish off, because you can see I can only plant 125 in my own game, but Nidhi can plant 250 because she can plant 125 of her own and 125 of mine. Okay, you got fuel, yeah? Okay, you go ahead then. Okay. And that way, every half an hour, we can switch between the two games and harvest 500 rather than just the 250. Now, this does require you having people who play the game with you.
Some of the special events are quite laborious.
Yeah, your mic's very low down.
Oh, sorry. Some of these quests can be quite laborious, unfortunately, which drive you to absolute despair. In fact, it got to the point where we just stopped doing the Christmas event because
It was just...
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, when you're... Oh, yes, you know, you must now harvest 10 million of this item. It's like, oh, really? I don't want to. I don't have the patience. It's not worth my time. Especially in an event that I'm not that bothered by. I mean, I'm not a Christmas person. If you're a Christmas person, then, you know, you're going to need a lot of friends to get through the events fast. You done, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, now...
Do you want me to back out?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what happens if you have multiple farms.
Okay, I will exit game.
So I will now go into the Green Grape Sessions farm. Now...
And I'll do the thing again. Without a tractor.
Okay, so here we are in the Green Grape Sessions farm, the one that we're actually doing for this series. And we have lots of stuff to harvest. Yeah. We also have a lot of rosettes. Don't know how we got all those rosettes, but okay. I'll take it.
Do you want me to pick a specific area to plant these things down?
No, you just do them where the main thing is. So here we are, I'm just feeding all the animals. But you'll notice that in the last game, in the game that I was playing on my world, I could plant 125. You can also do the same here. So multiple farms. Nidhi will be able to plant 250 here as well. So if you have multiple farms, you can speed that process up yet again. To the point where you can go completely insane harvesting and planting. And I don't recommend you do that. I really don't recommend you do that.
I do, and the hours I have lost. I mean, I agree with Eli. I mean, what I'm saying is I have done.
Yeah, some of these, you see, anytime you see one of these items here that have a green border around the item, as opposed to these ones with a purple border around the item. The purple border items are DLC items. Now, someone who owns the DLC can join your game and plant the DLC items. But you cannot plant the DLC items if you do not own the DLC yourself. These green bordered ones are event items, and as you can see, they are limited. For instance, there was one event with Flowering Cherry Tree, you could only plant 25. and it only harvested every autumn. That one was ridiculously laborious and took a ridiculously long amount of time. Same with the hollow tree, which you could plant 45, but again the amount that they asked you to harvest was much greater. Chestnut tree 36 and the pistachio tree 25. Now unfortunately with the trees, Nidhi couldn't come in and plant an additional 25 pistachio trees. You only had the 25 in your game and the 25 in her game, which was mind-numbingly boring. Same with these arcane horses. I can only plant 18 of these, and Nidhi can't plant any more in this game. And of course the resources don't transfer between games, so you know, it's a bit of a problem, a bit of an irritation, but there we go. Anyway, we are looking for, have we unlocked the big one? We have. Takes 25 rosettes. So what we need is another 9 rosettes.
There should be some fruits you can turn to jam and then hopefully sell some.
I don't think we have the jam thing yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, good point.
Don't think so. Anyway. No, what we're waiting on currently.
I'm not going to be doing any of the missions. I'm just going to leave the
Oh no,
ground
you can do the quests.
to do the stars.
Yeah. Yeah, we need 250 space for that, which is going to be all the way over at the bottom there. But we need more diamonds to unlock that area, I believe. Let me go and check, because that's the area we're going to next. Is this big section over here, past where the beehives are. Another quick tip, roads and teleporters. You want roads and teleporters everywhere you go. 625 diamonds, so 625 diamonds. Can I get 625 diamonds? Can I hear 625? 625. Or anything.
Christmas trees.
I don't care about anyone else but me. I need the diamonds to plant the Christmas trees, or gold to plant the Christmas trees. What I'll do is I'll just harvest the trees that we've got. I think diamonds are going to be the next big focus for this particular place. But anyway, so yes, you will notice that, or you will notice eventually once we get to it, that roads are incredibly important. Oh, we've got the Christmas trees in this one too.
We did the event on this one as well. They give you, I'll give you a diamond, a tree.
I don't care about anyone else but me. I don't care about anyone or anything. Alright, let's... Yeah, we're getting a little bit, and we're getting some nuts from this as well, which I can convert into diamonds as well, so it's not so bad.
It's worth keeping the trees from the events because they do give you diamonds and money, which is very handy if you're a starting farm like this one. And in my farm, I've actually kept all the event trees.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to get rid of them.
Same with some of the animals, like the arcane horses.
Especially the arcane horses. Wow, the arcane horses are fantastic. because those things give you gold nuggets, which once you've got the pawnbroker, pawn shop, you can convert those gold nuggets into stuff. Like I can get 3 rosettes from here. I can also convert, which I'm going to do, I'm going to convert 7 of those into 70 diamonds. That gives us a little bit more diamonds. We're a little closer to getting the 600 and something odd. And I'm also going to turn this in. That gives me another 15. Turn that in. Turn in the vegetables. Turn in the fish. 628. I think it was 628 we needed. I don't remember.
Don't remember.
Memory is bad. Oh yes, quests. Going bananas, red goji berries, 20. Alpine goats and salmon is 3. Turnips is 5. Turnips we could do. But yes, the important one is to check here. 625. And the reason I've gone to the absolute outer limit of the map, rather than buying the ones next to me, is that the absolute outer limit areas have these big, open, flat areas with no obstacles. Which is very important. You want no obstacles, because now you can plant huge areas out here that are much easier to farm once you have a tractor than normal. And the other thing you want to do is make sure that you plant in multiples of 3 in terms of your rows and columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 is no good, so we need to go a little bit further over. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I can't quite make 24 in, but 21 will do. So 21 by 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't quite do 39, so we'll do 36. But yeah. So each plot of land is 20 by 38. Or 39, 20 by 39. But the reason you want to go in groups of 3 is when you have the tractor, a tractor doesn't just do single squares like this. A tractor will do a 3 by 3 square, which when you're harvesting, you want to make things easy for yourself. So it's just easier to go by multiples of 3. Which is why I'm prepping this particular area for when we do get the tractor in. Now tractors use fuel, And the only way to get fuel is through petrol stations or gas stations or gas pumps. Now, the gas pumps and gas stations cost rosettes to put down, but they don't cost anything to refuel at. They just generate the fuel slowly over time. So the more you have, the quicker you can have fuel, and it doesn't cost you a thing other than the rosettes to put down initially. However, each person, dependent on their level, and it's their personal level, not their farm's level, has a set amount of fuel that they can use at any one time. And every action you make with the tractor reduces your fuel. Ooh, Witcher Hunt Wild 3 Hearts of Stone's downloaded. That's a sneak peek into a series that we may be doing at some point soon. I'm not saying we're going to be doing The Witcher again, but I've promised that I will not play Gwent.
He might have promised somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was.
I'm going to stop there. I'll let you do some of that in a little bit, but I need to do some harvesting first.
I've done the main harvest, not the trees, but...
Right. Oh, actually, we need to plant stuffs that's not ready to plant yet, like the turnip.
Autumn and winter.
Yeah, I know. I can do the alpine goats though, which we don't have any of. So, how many alpine goats do we need for the mission? For the mission, we need 30 alpine goats and 20 salmons. So, 30 alpine goats. This is going to get expensive.
Do you want me to go and carry on harvesting down yonder?
Sure.
Go plant, you know what I mean.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and I'll do 21 goats. That was expensive. And those will be ready in an hour and 20 minutes. There is no way to speed up goats or animals. None. You just have to wait. And if they run out of food while you're waiting, they will stop advancing. So you absolutely have to make sure that they are fed or have enough feed. There is a way of doing that. There is something called a feeder, which if you put a feeder down, it will, 2 feeders down will cover animals for all of the food they could possibly need. In most cases, there's 1 or 2 that don't work, and you have to put more feeders down. But generally speaking, a feeder will work for a single type of animal. Like you can have multiple types of chickens all running off the same feeder. But you cannot have chickens and pigs running off the same feeder. Which is annoying. Especially seeing as all the animals seem to eat is cornmeal.
Yeah, Glock.
Yeah, Glock. Cornmeal.
Jawoodle.
Cornmeal.
Cornmeal.
More cornmeal.
Bring in the cornmeal.
So, let's see, animals need salmon. We have no salmon. Salmon is a 40% catch rate. And we need 20. So, we're going to need 50 salmon, approximately. We think 40%, 20. At 40%, it's only give you 16. 40 is going to give you... No, 40% is not 16, is it? No. Idiot. 40% is 8. 40 would give you 16. An additional 10 would, yeah, that would, yeah, so it's 50. Yeah, I was right. I don't know why I questioned myself on that one. So I need to do 50 salmon. Sure. Goji berries, yes. Yeah, get the goji berries down first. So that's 21. 22. Now at the start of the game there is a real sort of you feel like, oh well, you know, I've wasted all this money putting into this stuff. I'll just sell it after I've got the mission. Do not do that. You will lose money so quickly. It is better to leave stuff down at the start of the game.
Oh shit.
Damn. Sorry. That was me. I was putting these salmon down as well. Let me... You need 2 more gojis? Okay, 1 second. How much are the gojis a time? 1.4k. Damn it. There you go, there's 1. You can plant one of the gojis down. I may have to turn some of those gold nuggets into gold then. Because I've still got to plant enough salmon down as well. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, gold nuggets are fantastic. I'm going to do 10 gold nuggets. That's 100k. You can plant what you need to now. I also need to finish planting the salmon.
Work on the trees.
Yeah. As I say, getting that pawn shop makes a big difference. 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. And just for the sake of argument, 51. Just to make sure, just in case that 40%, you know, stiffs us, which it sometimes will. So yeah, it's very tempting to just sell stuff after you've finished with it. Don't. Keep it. It's more important to keep it in the short term.
Need to do the wells.
Need to do the wells?
Yeah, they're back there, ready to be.
Oh no, I'm not. As I say, I got the that 100k to cover me for it, so I didn't need to.
Oh, I see beehives.
Now, what I do need to put down... Oh, we've unlocked the orange tree. Yay! Tree that is useless, except for leveling up trees. Okay.
Shit, honey's maxed, and so is milk.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm looking for now. Damn it. Dairy. I can put a dairy farm down, that'll cost 50. That'll chew up some of the milk and turn it into cheese, which we can then convert. There you go. Milk's no longer maxed. Honey is, but there's not a lot I can do about that. See, meter is going to cost 10 of those rosettes, and I want to keep the rosettes for the moment. So I'm tempted to just leave the honey for the moment.
I won't harvest any more honey then.
Yeah, well, that's no point. It's not going to get us anything at this point. I mean, I could get gas pumps. I could put 3 gas pumps down, and then put down a meadery. Let's see. The gas station gives you 2.5 restock per second with 1,000 capacity. The gas pumps 0.5 a second. 3 of them. I mean, with our level, 3 gas pumps is hardly going to give us gas at all, you know. So I'd almost be tempted at this point to just hold off. How close are we to the next missions? Let's see. Goji berries the red goji berries take quite a while, don't they? An hour, yeah. So the red goji berries take an hour and a half. The turnips are fairly quick, so we can get the turnips one. The goats and the salmon also take a good long time as well. So it's only the turnips, and that's going to give us 5, which takes us up to 21. We don't have enough to get the thing this session.
What I think we should do is just plant the watermelons, is it?
Yeah,
the 2
maybe.
crops.
Well, yeah. Oh, we do the stars. I mean, we've got to do the stars now.
Stars cost 400 a pop.
400? Yeah, we've got 76,000. Remember, I turned
Okay, I'll be
10
there in a
gold nuggets
second.
into it. Now, I still need to put enough of these down. But what I'll do is I'll do that while you're harvesting and feeding and...
I've done that, I'm on my way to you now.
Okay. Now the teleport points start off costing very little. 4. But I believe they get more expensive. Or is that just the farm workers?
Farm workers. Teleport points stay the same.
Right, teleport points stay the same. Okay, so it's the farm workers. Yeah, farm workers is going to be the next step, but we need to build a house for that. Because the only way to feed farm workers is with meal tickets. And the only way to get meal tickets is making meals and playing the piano and doing art.
Do you want me to plant the stars then?
Yeah. Where are they? There they are. You changed the sort order. Yeah, okay. I was going to say I'd done it lengthways first. And you were going widthways. It's like, oh, oops.
Oh, sorry. So you want me to go down this way?
No. Lengthways.
Yeah.
Rather than breadthways first. But
Okay.
that's okay. Don't matter.
Well, if you want, I'll move them.
Nah, it's fine. Just keep on. Now those are going to take an hour to harvest. Because we don't have the rosettes to put down sprinklers. So... But we should be able to go back to yours shortly. And harvest the ones we put down at the beginning of the episode. As you can see, working by hand takes a really long time. The tractor makes a massive difference. Tell me what you should see. I don't know who to trust. My head is filled with disgust. The original singer of Drowning Pool was so much better.
Mm.
Yes, the initial stages of Farm Together are very, very slow. It takes a little while to get going, really. But as you can see from Niddy's farm, as soon as you actually start getting going, it starts to snowball very fast.
I just had to hire so many workers because there was too much going on.
Mm-hmm. How many have you planted so far?
Oh god, I don't know.
144.
Oh my god. I already missed the tractor.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so working our way along, finally getting closer and closer to getting all of this finished. At the end of this row I'm going to go, there should be enough already tilled this way for you to fill that. I'm just going to go back and harvest because we're in a new season. Also going to water these goji berries. Goji berries. Not enough money. I can fix that. How much more do you need? You need 65. There you go. There's 100k. As you can see, gold nuggets are very, very handy. If you're ever low on something, gold nuggets is the way to get it. I'm so glad you don't have to fill your watering bucket.
Mm-hmm. Oh god.
As you can see, their food drops fast with the animals. And also, as you can see, as you level animals up, for instance, if this one can give me level 8, I was getting 204, I'm now getting 205. So as you level the animals up, you get more for the harvest, and as you level everything up, actually, it's not just animals, you get more for the harvest. Except for these arcane horses, which, as far as I know, it doesn't matter what level they are, they only ever give you 1 gold nugget. Unless you've got a boost running, in which case you can get 2 gold nuggets. And animals are not a good way of making money. That's done. Okay, I guess now it's watermelons and the rest of the spots. Okay. Water lemons. Lots and lots of water lemons. Just gonna, yeah, if you just plant from that side, I'll plant from this side. And we'll just do this section for the water lemons. So we've got a big chunk of cash to come back to next time we do this farm. And we'll go back and harvest the stars from yours and then the stars from mine. And by that time, we should be able to harvest the stars. Oh no, it'll be another hour yet, won't it? Because you just put the last of them down, that'll be an hour. I mean, we could run along and water them and decrease that time, I suppose, but... Meow. Teamwork. Alright. Yeah, let me go and have a look at those stars. See if it's worth watering them. It's a lot of watering. Beehives! Okay, 57 minutes reduces the time by 7 minutes of water. Nah. We'll just collect that one next time. And what I will do now is I will... Well, we've got to wait till autumn anyway to plant the turnips. How many turnips was it? 200 a pop. 90. Oh, damn it. Well, I suppose we've got that area down with the stars that's still got space. So what I'll do is I'll plant water lemons up here. Now, thankfully, yeah, if you put water lemons up there as well. We've only got a couple of minutes before it's autumn, and then I can plant the turnips down at the other place. Turnips are fairly cheap to put down if I remember correctly, and they harvest pretty quickly as well. I think they're another 10-minute one, isn't it? Or was it the jacama that was... 10 minutes, yeah. You're muted, by the way.
Yeah, and I was about to go and have a drink of water.
If you could make a drink,
Yes, I
drink,
will do.
that would
Yeah,
be fantastic. Thank you, my dear.
it's okay. Let me just water these hibs.
Yep, yep, yep. Yes, animals are not a good way of making money in this game. You got a headache? Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Now, as soon as you have a house built, you'll want to stop really turning in certain ingredients, because, and I'll explain that closer when we get to the time, but it's basically for jobs around the house. You complete jobs around the house, which gives you diamonds, and then eventually it gives you access to rosettes as well. Houses are a great way of getting rosettes in the long term. But ah dear, I'm going to end up spending all of the money on turnips. I need 18,000 to do turnips. Okay, still got a little bit of time for that, so maybe I'll hit the wells for the meantime. How long have we got? 4 minutes. 4 minutes until we can plant the turnips, and then we plant the turnips. Once the turnips are planted, we go to your game, harvest the stars in your game, harvest the stars in my game. Then yeah. Now, regarding the wells, one thing you can do is you can actually put wells with your workers, and your workers will actually harvest the wells for you as they're running around. Which means if you've got it set up right, you can have a worker constantly harvesting. Yeah, that's where you should really do your first worker, is just set them up collecting gold. But try not to go for your first worker until you have a house set up. And you don't want a house set up until you've got your first gas station, so that you can actually farm quicker, because that's more important at the start. You want to farm fast at the start. Faster, stronger, better, longer. Okay, turnips. Let's get this sorted. We need 90 space, so that's 9, 18, 27, 36. 45, 54, 63. That's 72. 81, 90. So yeah, that's what I need to do. Get this area done. Okay, if you'd like to come over and start planting the turnips once they're ready to go. Up at this end that I've got here. Starting at the other end where I am now. Yeah, all the way over. Keep going. No. Turn that way. Starting that corner, coming down towards me, and then going around. And that should be 90 up to this point here. Yeah, you'll also notice that turnips, they cost 200 to put down. You only get 225 back. So you're only making a profit of 25 on the turnips themselves, but the ground costs 10 as well, so you're only making a profit of 15 per turnip. Which, I mean, you're only making a profit of 5 per lettuce at rank 0. So some of the plants aren't worth it. Water lemons, on the other hand, they take a really long time, but they are absolutely worth it. No, we don't need beets. It's turnips. Turnips is autumn and winter. Why won't it let me plant them? Oh, there you go. Okay. When you get to the end there, come back up top. Or down the bottom, sorry. Oops. Oop, we've gone over. That'll do. We'll just do those ones. Did 3 extras. Here, I'll just... Now, if you hold the recycle button, you can toggle up multiples at once. And then when you hit the A button, you can recycle 3 at once. You can also do the same with moving. Yeah, load up your game and I'll come over to yours. There we go. Green Grape Sessions farm is starting to come together. Ooh. We can do a little bit of harvesting before I head on. Let's get the lemon tree leveled up a little. Trees take a really long time for profit to come in. Like these apples take a really long time. to make a profit. Thank you, beautiful. Are they ready to harvest, then? They? Yeah, they are. They are. Okay, I'll be over very shortly. Just collect this. Feed the animals. I'm not going to water anything, though. Okay, alpine goats. Here's a load of food. Not enough money. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Well, that's all the gold nuggets gone. Well, that's what they're there for.
I wish I could give you
Stuff,
gold.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you could bring resources in between farms.
Because I have a lot of gold nuggets.
Yeah. I'd love to be able to trade resources.
Mm.
I suppose that would be cheating almost. Anyway. If you can send me an invite.
You don't need an invite.
Okay, I'll load in. Now the beautiful thing about tractors, as you've seen how long and painful that took to do anything. Look how much, I mean it's still long and painful, but it's, this is us harvesting.
Oh wow.
They're like fireworks. Ready?
Boom. That's pretty.
Mm. So they shoot up into the air and then explode. But because I'm harvesting in Niddy's game, this is counting towards her quest.
But if I harvested in my game while he was playing, he wouldn't get the benefit.
Yeah, I'd get nothing for it. Unfortunately, if anyone else comes in and harvests in Niddy's game, I wouldn't get the benefits either. They would, and Niddy would, but I wouldn't. Which is why it's best to run this as a two-person thing rather than a 3 or a 4-person. Because while, you know, it does speed it up a little bit. You have to kind of do a round robin on the who gets to harvest. And the more people you have, the longer the round robin goes.
Ah, yes, what I also failed to mention is when you want to do a quest, best thing to do, click on the quest, find the quest you want, and then press X on it.
To ping it so you can see it on the screen. It's so much quicker with the tractor. So much quicker with the tractor. There we go. We unlocked a pair of glasses for our avatar.
Yay!
The next stage is 500. So we'll actually hit that reward this time as well. But what I will do is I will plant the next set of 250. Because for once you can actually plant every season with these things, which is good. The Christmas season you could only plant in the winter. Or was it the autumn you could only plant in?
The trees were in winter, but the candy was
autumn and winter.
Yeah.
Which is really annoying. Because it meant if you loaded in and it was spring, you had to wait half a year before you could do anything.
Yeah.
And there were some that you could only plant in winter. And nope, those events were not fun. Did not enjoy those events, not one spot, not one jot.
If you see the missions keep changing, that's just me doing the missions on my farm.
I think I'm getting close to the 207, 216. 225, 234, 243, 249, 250. Yep. Okay, I will load up my game.
Let me just plant the last of these star fruit. Thank you.
Boop.
Just make sure you're in the right farm.
Now the other thing that's kind of handy with this is you don't have to wait for someone to load in to start loading into the game with them. As soon as it says hosting lobby is finished and it says loading, you can just load straight in. Yes, now regarding workers. Workers take these meal tickets. It's effectively meal tickets. And you pay for your workers with these meal tickets. And the way you get those meal tickets is you go to your house that you've built. And in your house, you've got a couple of things you can do. You can play some music, which I've got turned off. Oh, no, I don't. Ugh. And you can do art. And you can cook meals, which take resources every single stage. And they have multiple stages. And what you do is, let's see, next house. Now you'll see that if I run on the ground, that's how fast I run. If I run on the road, that's how fast I run.
You actually run faster than when you're in the tractor.
Yeah, you actually run faster than the tractor. Which is...
Oh my god, these shooting stars are so pretty. Where are these?
wonder if any of these are actually ready for me to harvest. They're not. Ah, yes, here we go. So, you get meal tickets and rosettes for some of them. You start off with the tulip, which only gives you meal tickets, and not very many. But you can eventually unlock the sunflower, which is the best one to do. It's not the best one for meal tickets. The best one for meal tickets is the mushroom cluster, I believe. Yeah, it's the mushroom cluster is the best one for meal tickets. But the reason I choose the sunflower is it's got 4 steps. It takes 80 flowers in total. It takes 200 diamonds in total. And it gives you 10 meal tickets. And it gives you a rosette.
You unlocked a planetarium projector.
Oh, cool. We unlocked a planetarium projector. Yeah.
What I mean? Wait, planetarium projector.
Yeah.
Is it something to put in your house?
Let me find out. Once I finish this. Now, Ode to Joy is the best long-term one. There's a better short-term one than Ode to Joy if you're going to be on playing it. But long-term one is better. It is for the house. And it will not let me put it down. What?
Ceiling.
No.
Wall?
Ah, table. Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. Let's unlock something else. What else did I unlock?
Glasses. Oh, in your house.
Dreamcatcher. And the holiday fireplace. What's the Dreamcatcher from?
That was the arcane event, and you...
Oh, did I just not look at it?
No.
Okay. Well, put it at the base of the bed, since that's where a Dreamcatcher goes. It's to catch the bad dreams. But, yes, so this is me running on road. Okay. So if we say do a run from here all the way over there, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 seconds. My tractor, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, nearly 9 seconds. You're slightly quicker on foot on a road than you are in a tractor. But a tractor is quicker off-road. It's about the same. It's not that much difference. But definitely on road you're quicker. But you are definitely quicker harvesting with the tractor. Now another handy tip I like to recommend people do, just because it makes things easier, is I have trees that harvest in the same season in a block. Which at the start of the game isn't so important, but later in the game it makes things so much easier when you want to harvest all of the autumn trees. You don't have to go looking for where you've got your autumn trees, and of course trees you want to leave down. Never sell trees if you can help it, unless you're stinkingly rich like someone I know who plays this game a lot more than I do.
Who's that?
I don't know, someone who's got billions compared to my millions.
I don't know who you're on about.
But yes, so I find it always handy to have trees of the same season in together for harvesting purposes. I also like to keep all the flowers that take the same length of time kept together as well, and only harvest them when they're all in the right stage. For instance, if I go to my flowers now, all of these flowers take an hour each time. The ones next to it are an hour and a half. Then if I harvest these poppies, it's 2 hours. Now poppies, there's only one plant harvests every 2 hours, and that's poppies. There's only one plant species so far harvests every 2 hours 30, and that's the Venus flytrap. However, when you get to the next stage here, the hydrangea, you've got the yellow hydrangea, harvest every 3 hours. The purple hydrangea, harvest every 3 hours. The pink hydrangea is every 3 hours. The blue hydrangea and the white hydrangea all harvest every 3 hours. And rather than selling them, I leave them down and I leave them to harvest. In order to get the blue hydrangea, you need to level up the white hydrangea. In order to get the pink hydrangea, you need to level up the blue and the white hydrangea. In order to get the purple, you need to level up the blue and the pink. In order to get the yellow, you need to level up the pink and the purple. And seeing as these things are really expensive to put down, you may as well leave them down once they're down. And I highly recommend, with flowers, you use sprinklers, because they are unpleasant otherwise. Now with mixed different types of plants, you've also got, they get longer and longer, all the way along to the longest one, which is the one I harvested at the beginning of the episode, which is these Jerboa daisies. Now, there are other types of daisies, but they don't take as long as these things. These things take 7 days to harvest. But they give you a serious return of investment. Where are they? It's Provence roses, which is 3 days. Where's the Jerboa daisies? There they are. So so you've got the daisies. You've got one that harvests every 4 hours, the Shasta daisy. You've got the standard daisy, which harvests every 6 hours. Now, the nice thing with the daisy is that they actually pay for themselves pretty quickly, daisies. The Shasta daisies do not. They take a little while to pay for themselves. The Marguerite daisies take even longer to pay for themselves and take 5 hours each harvest. The Jerboas pay for themselves as soon as you get your first harvest. The Jerboa daisy pays for itself. So I keep saying Jerboa. This is Ark Survival. Damn you, Ark Survival! Damn you, Aspro!
Aspro is just a dick.
Mm-hmm. But those things pay for themselves instantly. They're fantastic. In fact, I may put more of them down to boost my income a little every 7 days. It's not 7 days to die, it's 7 days to make a shit ton of cash. Cash.
Wow.
In fact, yeah, why not? As soon as there's nothing else is taking 7 days at this point.
I'm just harvesting in the background because all the other crops are spring / summer.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to have some trees. Oh, but the good thing about this game is you can scope in and out. You know, if you want to be close up or far away, and you can look down at your screen in your game.
It should be a good chunk. I've just upped my Jerboa daisies by up to 144 of them. Now I need the sprinklers, which are here. Now with the tractor you can only plant 3 sprinklers down, but that's better than the 1 sprinkler you can plant down normally. But each sprinkler covers 2 sets of flowers. Now the reason I suggest that you absolutely should always have sprinklers with flowers is that the amount of money you get for flowers is directly proportional to how well watered they are. Now, unfortunately, there are some seasons where the watering doesn't count, or certain weather conditions. If you get a heat wave, watering's great because you get to water more, which improves the quality of them. Not with flowers, but with plants, with like vegetables and stuff. The plant and harvest stuff means you can harvest quicker. But if it's snowing, flowers suffer greatly because they do not actually get watered. So although you'll see that there are sprinklers on all of these plants, you'll see there is a yellow part to the green. Green is the quality. If you get yellow, that means that some are damaged. You'll notice that although these have sprinklers on, at some point while these were growing, there was a snowing season, and that damaged the flowers. And there's nothing you can do about it. I'm hoping they introduce something at a later date that lets you lose that, so you can actually get the full price for things.
To be honest, I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they will either. Now you'll notice I just got a gold nugget there. Gold nuggets you can either get from the arcane horses, which are fantastic, or you can get them randomly as drops when harvesting.
There is
flowers.
one annoying thing
Or
with the gold
anything,
nuggets is
trees.
because I'm harvesting and I get gold nuggets, it doesn't count as his,
Yeah.
which it should do. I
Yeah.
think. If you're in someone's farm, any gold nuggets you get go towards their farm.
Mm-hmm. Well, it should go towards their achievement. That was
Yeah.
the big thing. You get the gold nuggets, but you don't get the achievement if someone comes in and harvests and gets a gold nugget in your farm, which is ridiculous since there's an achievement for harvesting gold nuggets in your farm. Which annoyed me greatly because Niddy did most of the work on my farm. And so Niddy had got the achievement for harvesting gold nuggets, right away. It was really quickly. It was within the first week of playing the game, wasn't it? Or the first week that the achievement was an achievement.
First week.
Yeah. It took me a month to get that achievement.
Even though you're working on your game.
Even though I was working in Niddy's game and my game. I'd go into Niddy's game and get gold nuggets and it wouldn't count towards my achievement.
Which I don't think was fair.
Yeah.
But oh well.
There are issues with this game.
Yeah. But you can tell how highly addictive it is when you get the achievements within, as soon as... And I find this game very relaxing, even though it can be very stressful at times. Especially if you're trying to plant all the certain crops that particular season before it changes.
Mm-hmm.
And the crops that require rosettes to put down if it's part of the mission, I just tend to gather it once that particular crop is done. I don't put any down because I feel like the rosettes would be better used for other things.
Yeah, rosettes are very difficult to come by. Well, they're not difficult to come by, it's just they're long-winded to come by. They take a long time to come by, and you don't.
But
really
they have done the giving you the ability to have more quests with the
notice board. Yeah.
yeah. With
But you have to level up to get the notice board.
yeah.
Which for new players you just don't get.
No.
So. Oh, you've planted the replacement stars?
Yeah, I was just harvesting the trees. But I think we are done on the farm together for now.
Yeah.
And I can't plant anything because it's not the right season.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, as soon as these stupid trees cost me so much to put down in the first place, I keep harvesting them to get the diamonds from them. is put a worker down where my arcane's on.
You can see if they harvest them, because during the mission
Oh,
time,
they didn't. They
no.
didn't, did they? No, they didn't harvest them. You're quite right. They do not harvest arcanes. As you can see, these 18 horses are completely fed by these things. When I log back in the arcane horses, will be ready to harvest each time. Now, a word about the cultivation table, the pond filter system, hydroponic greenhouse, the arborist's corner, and the feed mixer. They cost a huge amount of money to level up, and resources. At level 10, to go to level 11, you need 1.7 million and 136 mushrooms. They increase the price of things, but they basically what that has done, the feed mixer, is it improved the harvest by the animals by one level of the animals. So these animals, they're level 20, but I'm getting level 30 equivalent harvest from them. I don't think these tables are worth it.
To be honest, there's an achievement to get them to level 10, but
Yeah.
you've seen my farm. I got mine to level 10 and then I just left them where they are, and I haven't worked on the tables at all.
Now the warehouse
is a good idea.
Is a good idea.
It's the same as the tables, but it takes less in terms of resources. Yeah. I mean, I've got mine up to 50. To be honest, 50 is about, you don't want to go any higher because you're getting to the point where you need nearly 1,000 odd resources just to level it up. And again, if you're going to be farming and selling regularly, I would say get it up to 50 and then leave it. But that's just my cup of tea. Which is totally not a hint, by the way.
Mm-hmm. The gift shop is kind of worth it if you've got a ridiculous amount of cash, because every minute you can get one rosette for 250k. Which is kind of worth it, to be honest. These vegetable trucks, these bigger versions, you saw in the Green Grape sessions we had the vegetable stand. You can only use the vegetable stand once a minute. These vegetable trucks, you hit it, and then you can just hit it again, and then hit it again. Now, I just sold all my vegetables. Usually I don't sell everything. I usually like to leave about 600 behind, especially on things like fish, which is used in the houses. And the same with the flowers, and the same with a lot of the things. Now I've got to leave more flowers this time because the next upgrade for my warehouse costs flowers. How much flowers is it? Let me check. I think it's 744. So I've got to leave 750 plus the 600 that I want to.
Oh, planting season.
So.
Balls. Wrong season. Damn, nothing for winter. Oh, yes. Actually, trees. Sorry. Ignore my wobbling.
Yeah. So that's me pretty much sold out now. Now fruit, you'll notice I do not have a fruit shop to sell stuff. That's because I do not sell fruit. Fruit is not for selling. Fruit is for turning into jam in the fruit press, and then once you've turned a load of it into jam at the fruit press, you can go over to these jam stalls and sell 10 jam for a rosette. So that's generally one of the reasons I like having trees, because trees generate a lot of fruit.
And if you've got a worker and you've got trees that you can harvest all year round, it adds up so fast.
For instance, tamarinds and mangoes are fantastic for having a worker work them.
It's tamarind, mango, there's apple, cinnamon, foxfire trees.
Yeah, although the foxfire and the cinnamon, well, the foxfire is good for gold, but it's not as good as tamarind or mangoes. And they only give mushrooms, they don't give fruit, whereas the tamarinds and mango give fruit. The cinnamon gives spice, and it doesn't give you money back, it only gives you diamonds, but cinnamons are a great source of diamonds.
I'm planting Andalusian donkeys. Okay. First time for everything?
Anyway, those are the 4 trees that I've got that are harvest all year round. I don't have the cinnamon here because cinnamon's really, really, really expensive early on. I might be able to do it now. How much is cinnamon now? I think it's ridiculous either way. Cinnamon, yeah, it's 5 rosettes per cinnamon tree, and you only get 5 diamonds for them. I don't think they're worth it. What I tend to do with the cinnamon to make them worth it is I put them in with workers, so that the workers are actually the ones harvesting them. That way, when I'm here, or Niddy's playing in the game or anything like that, my workers have got something to do each season, and generally that's harvest cinnamon, which gets me a steady stream of diamonds.
I'm just working on your beehives, by the way.
Yep. I think the cinnamon trees are here. They are, yeah, down here.
Yeah, if you give your work, when you have a worker, if you want to put some dividers, like those trees, it's a good idea to put ones that are all year round harvestable, because that way you're guaranteed to get fruit every time.
Yeah, you've got this constant supply of fruit. Now I'm going to put down cinnamon here.
Yeah.
In these spots because I've now got the rosettes to do it. But you can see, just 6 cost a huge amount of rosettes. So while I like to have, a minimum of 36 of everything at any one time, not with cinnamon. And there's a couple of flowers that are like that as well.
Oh god, mustard is one. I think is it rosemary?
Yeah, mustard is 2, but mustard gives you decent return. It's a very long return. Saffron crocus is really long return.
And then you got the teas.
Yeah, then you got the teas, which the black tea's 10,
Isn't
and you only
there,
get to harvest it a day.
It's not the lilacs. Which one is it? Is it the lilacs? There's another set of flowers that you also have to pay with.
Rosemary.
There's rosemary, yeah, but I thought there was some more flowers as well.
I don't remember. It's not the lilacs.
Orchids. Is it the orchids?
No, the orchids is cash as well.
Oh right, okay, then it was just those ones.
Now, thankfully, fish do not take resources, things to put down, and none of the animals do either. But I don't think any of the animals are worth it, other than the arcane horse. Like, I don't keep a set of Andalusian donkeys around, or reindeers around.
There are some because of the mission.
I only do them for missions. For instance, this one here. We'll take this reindeer. It costs you 150k to get the reindeer. They take 3 hours to harvest, and you have to feed them twice during that time. And that's 60k. You only get 68k at the level I've got them, which is 55. you only get, I think it's 65k at level 1, which means you're only getting 5k every 3 hours with one of those reindeer. Which means it's going to take you, you know, an awful long time. You know, it's going to take, what, 30 harvests to pay for that reindeer before that reindeer makes profit. And then it's only making 5k profit per reindeer. You know, whereas if you take another thing that takes 3 hours, for the sake of argument, the Annabelle Hydrangea. The Annabelle Hydrangea costs 22k to put down, doesn't cost anything for maintenance other than the sprinkler, and for every 2 hydrangeas you need 1 sprinkler, and you get what was it, 2k return. So that's only 10 harvests, or 11, 12 harvests.
There's that one. There's the yellow wisteria and the purple bellflowers are the 3 that I found on my farm.
Yeah,
one of the greatest returns.
Yeah, the best returns. Now, obviously, the longer you've got, but if you're talking for 3-hour turnarounds, specifically,
you can't beat the hydrangeas.
The hydrangeas are fantastic for a 3-hour turnaround, and it's all profit. There's no having to invest in. Same with the fish, to be honest. Although the fish are a bit of a problem with the fish, because you'll see here with the sea bream, they cost 40,000 per fish to put down. You've got a 50-50 chance of getting a small catch or a big catch. A small catch only gets you 400 or 350, I think it is, at level 1. A big catch gets you 3.5. So you've got a 50-50 chance of getting the 3.5, which means it's still going to take you at least 22 harvests to pay for that fish, and it could take even longer than that, you know. But there's no outlay on them once you put them down. Again, they're just pure profit. I don't think animals are enough of a profit in this game.
Other than the if you're going to be doing the missions in the house, you really need cows. One of the other animals I keep on my farm all the time are the is it the chicken, the ducklings, I think it is, the yellow, which one is it? Oh fuck, I've forgotten it's one of the first birds you unlock.
Yeah, it's probably the duckling.
Yeah,
just for the steady stream of eggs. Yeah, you need some ducks down for a steady stream of eggs. You need some cow or goat down to get a steady stream of milk. And you just choose the cow that
horses are that
takes the shortest.
Well.
The Holstein cows only take 1 hour and 15 minutes to harvest. And yes, you're not getting much profit back from them, but that's not what you're doing it for. You're doing it for the milk. And you're doing the chickens not for the harvest, but for the eggs, because you then use that to pay the workers. So that's what they're for. There's a mission for spore palm trees.
I've been working on that.
One. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good money earners in terms of the plant and the crops, in terms of plant and harvest. If you're looking for a short-term harvest, there really isn't much better than the jicama. Well, the jicama is a 10-minute harvest. If you're doing a 10-minute run, the jicama gets you a decent harvest once it's leveled up a little bit. If you're looking at long term, bang for your buck in terms of, you know, what's really useful. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? I know I'm in the wrong season for it, but where is it? Maybe I'm not in the wrong season for it. Where is it? What season's Charred? It's not this season, is it? Where's Charred? Oh, there it is. Right, yeah, Charred. It's 15 hours, long-term investment. Same with the Physalis. They're both long-term investments. They take a day to harvest. They've got good return, not great return. I mean, it's not watermelon level of return. I mean, the watermelon's the biggest return in the game. But it's very good return, and you get, you know, vegetables which you can turn into diamonds, fruit which you can turn into jam, which you can turn into...
Turmeric is good for diamonds.
Yeah, turmeric is very good for diamonds. But you're talking about converting 10,000 cash into diamonds. And it takes 6.5 hours. But you also get spice, and spice can be turned...
Apparently you're online.
Am I? Wow.
Okay, so I've got to plant chili pepper, green grape. Green grape, that still makes me laugh. Sorry, I'm very easily amused.
There it is. It's around here somewhere. Yeah, here you go. You can turn spice into diamonds as well. So turmeric's good for diamonds. Very good for diamonds. Oh, the shooting stars are ready to go again. If you'd like to.
Shall you me to go
Yeah,
do this and then
you
go
harvest
to my
them
farm?
on this one, and then I'll harvest them on yours, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
This should get you the next reward, you harvesting this. So you will see, I am not harvesting. I am simply standing here. Boop. There it is. Shooting stars. I'm getting them harvested by nearly doing it in my game. When I go to her game, it'll count for her. Well, it's counting for me. So, now what I can do to help her out is while she's harvesting, I can run behind her and plant.
And then I'll plant the rest.
And then she can plant the rest. Once she's harvested more than 125. In the meantime, I will grab these Christmas trees. So 142, 133, 124. I can start harvesting. I can start planting now. So I can start planting the shooting stars behind her as she harvests. And this is how we do it. And this is how you get through the events fairly quickly.
It's so much better when you're with someone else doing it.
So much quicker.
Apparently we just unlocked a... no, leveled up a red scorpion fish, but it was... I'm just gonna... I'm having a moment.
Me too. Okay, I'll leave you.
Telescope!
Okay, if you'd like to continue planting those.
And you get to have a look at the telescope.
Yeah, now here's the telescope. Yes, it's an outdoors thing. there it is. Is it one you can use?
That's what I'd like to see.
It's going to go anywhere. It's going to go over in my steampunk area. Actually, I'll go outside my Mexican house. No, it's purely decorational.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it would have been nice if you looked
Potatoes.
through it and you could see the sun or see the moon.
Yep.
That would
I'm
have been
gonna
nice.
load up my farm.
Okay.
Damn, it's the season for me to plant shit in your farm.
Don't worry about it. I'm not ready to fade. I'm not ready to fade. I'm not ready to die. I'm ready to fade. I'm not ready to leave. Oops. Unfortunately, every time you join someone else's game, you have to restock your fuel because it doesn't remember how much you had. Never mind. Okay, this event should be fairly quick because it seems to only be going up by 250 a time.
Actually, I like this event for the stuff you're getting.
I like this event because it's going up by 250 a time rather than
Yeah.
doubling every time. I hate the events where it doubles every time. It's just grindy. It's not fun.
Some of the events are actually quite nice with the rewards you get, you know. But
The Arcane Horse event was probably the best so far because you get the gold nuggets from the Arcane Horse every time, which was fantastic. Really, really good. And of course, you get to keep the crops and keep the things, so you can always plant them if you like them. You know, like I particularly like these stars, but when the event's over, you can still only plant a maximum of 125 for yourself, or 250 if you have someone come in and join you. Which I think is silly. After the event, it should just let you plant as many as you want, unless, of course, they're planning to repeat the events at some point, which they may do. They may just set them on repeat. Which, if they keep the progress from the previous events, means that you've got a chance to get them. But I think they might be time limited. I don't know. I don't know what their plans are for this. I'm not sure the developers of this game thought it would be as popular as it was, to be honest. It's done fairly well for a small game.
Ooh,
Pendant Moonlight.
that's another house thing. Let me go to a house.
Yeah. I'll come and have a look once you planted it. Let me just plant these. There it is.
Ooh, that's pretty. If I just put this,
Yeah, it's
there you
a
go.
light. Yeah, I'll come and look at that one. Which house is that?
First house, the tree house.
Okay. Cool, I'll come in and have a look at that one so people can see what it is once I've planted these. Yes. Anyway, this is a much longer farm together session, and it's not following the Green Grapes farm. But we thought we'd show you this since there was this new event coming in, how to speed through the events much quicker. I mean, if you're doing this on your own, you're taking twice as long. It's much, much harder and a much, much more grindy event. Whereas this event, we could be done with this event by the end of today. Hold on a second. Ah, there we go. No, I thought it wasn't going to stop letting me put them down. I thought maybe I glitched out there. So the treehouse, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is the reward that we got from that event. Cool. That's pretty cool. I like that.
So what I'll do next time in my game, I'm just going to put...
Although that is a creepy looking moon.
Yeah.
It's a very creepy looking moon.
Uh-huh.
But it's still pretty cool.
Mm.
But
Thank you.
and I'm going to load into the Green Grapes garden. See how long we've
We
got.
didn't have the money to get them, did we?
We got them
we
all
ran
planted.
out?
No, we got them all
okay.
planted. Because you remember I bought the 100k.
Tell me when to join if you want me to.
I'll see if we can harvest. If we can harvest, then join straight away. Now, you can see that there is a heat wave on at the moment next to the sun. That means that you can water things much more, which means plants like these harvest much quicker. Yes, you can join. You have to do it through the other one. Oh yeah, don't have a thing, do I? Damn it. Oh, fish is full. That was silly. Oh, come on, salmon, give me the 20, don't. You. And this is the problem I have with the 40% catch rate.
Do you want to till the ground behind me?
I will do, I'm just going to harvest these.
Yeah, take your time. Anyway, so now we're back in the Green Grape Sessions garden, and we're going to finish off today, getting a few missions done, and then we shall call it a night. But yeah, I can't believe we got stiffed out on that again. I really hate that with the fish. You'll also notice that although the shooting stars are much higher level in my game and Niddy's game, in the Green Grapes farm, because it is a separate farm, the shooting stars are still, they're only just leveling up for the first time. So you do not carry plant levels between, which I mean, I suppose, again, that's for reasons, but I'd like a continuation farm
You know, where you start with all the resources from your other farm as well, and all the or at least all the levels from the other farm. That would have been nice. Like a new farm plus.
Yeah.
I know that there's the hardcore farms where resources and XP are much slower, but I'm just not interested in that.
Ah, hell no.
You know, unless they introduce some kind of thing that you can only get from the hardcore farms that you can then bring over to your standard farm, I just wouldn't be interested. I'm not sure I'd be interested even then. I can't think there's anything that they could possibly introduce that I'd be like, oh yeah, no, that's great. Like maybe a sprinkler that does more than 2, you know. As you can see by hand, this takes so much longer. You can also see that while Nidhi started off 2 rows ahead of me, harvesting, me tilling, I'm catching up to her, because tilling takes less time than harvesting, because the animation's quicker. Which is why I left it a little while and did some work on something else before coming over. It's only marginally faster, but it is faster to till than it is to harvest. And if you're doing thousands of things, you very quickly reach the point where the person tilling catches up right behind the person harvesting. Currently only 7 behind her. And now 4 behind her. You can see it is much faster tilling than it is anything else. And harvesting. I'm now down to 3. Now I've got to be careful because I don't want to accidentally harvest ahead of her. think harvesting's quicker than planting is quicker than harvesting as well. Harvesting takes a long time because you have to sort of, the animation for it's quite long. What I'll do is while you finish those, I'll start planting the next 125 down.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I wanted. That's potato.
Potato.
Potato, cabbages, carrots.
Carrots.
Yeah. Carrots, cabbages, potatoes. That's not what I meant to do, but never mind. Fireworks box. I'll stop there and then you can finish putting those down. I'll harvest these turnips. Now sometimes it will say that you have, say you've planted 150 turnips down and you harvest all 150, it'll still say, oh, there's one turnip left. It isn't. You still complete the mission. It just sometimes says that and loses track of things. Don't worry, you still complete the mission when you harvest the 150. It's mildly annoying, but... Like, for instance, the cat meowing. There's a glitch with one of the meows that makes it go meow, which is weird and most off-putting. I don't like it, but especially for headphone users, such as myself. For instance, we only have 1 turnip left. It says there's 2. There isn't. There's only 1. No, you're not missing one somewhere else. It's just the game being special. And if you choose to take up gardening in real life, do not hoe like this. This is not how you hoe. You do not swing the hoe over your head and bring it crashing down and then kick your both feet up in the air in front of you while doing it, because you will end up hurting yourself quite badly.
You'd end up whacking yourself.
Yeah, whacking yourself. You don't want to be whacking yourself in the tool shed.
Easily amused.
I'm not even sure how that's supposed to work. Most weird animation. She has a hoe that seems to grow and shrink from her hand as well.
Oh my god. Sorry. Not sorry.
Told you this program was not for children.
It's a pump hoe.
Pump action hoe. He has to pump it regularly. Rubs it and it grows. Her name is secretly Sun Wukong.
We are done.
We are done. Yay!
And it's time for our dinner.
Dinner time. Okay, well, I'll
I'm gonna leave.
finish tilling this soil. And then I'm going to plant as many water lemons as I can. Oh, we're at 23 rosettes. Oh, we're at 23 rosettes. Oh my god. Are we near any missions? Are there any missions that we're close to getting? We need 3 more rosettes. Is it 3 or 5? I don't remember. We've unlocked the foxfire tree. It's better than apples. It's expensive, but it's better than apples. We've unlocked the black Spanish turkey. The cheese stand is out. Sweet. That costs 10 to put down. We have the pagoda and the pirate hideout. The lunar base, 25. So I need 2 more rosettes. Fireworks box. What else did we unlock? We unlocked something else. Ah, the swan boat. We have unlocked the paper lanterns. And road-wise, we've unlocked the lunar soil and the sand. Cool. We finish this off first. Quest log. Okay. So we're still waiting on the damn salmon. And the damn alpine goat. Oh, why have I only got 21 alpine goats? I needed 30. Damn it. Andalusian donkeys.
We didn't have the money.
Zucchinis is 130. Damn it. And I spent all the gold nuggets getting all those resources. Oh, 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 oh! Oh, 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 oh! We might... not going to quite be able to do it, but... we're going to be 2 gold nuggets short. Oh my god, we're going to be 2 gold nuggets short. Feed, feed, feed. Those alpines done. Give me gold nugget. No. 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 Feed them. Feed the cows. Yeah, we need 2 gold nuggets. Damn it. What season are the zucchinis from? Spring and winter. Damn it. Come on, gold nugget. Come on, gold nugget. One of you give me a gold nugget. Come on. I just need the gold nugget. No. Give me the nugget. I'm not gonna get it. Damn it. Damn it all. Unbelievable. We missed out by 1 rosette, Niddy. If I hadn't had to turn that last lot of gold nuggets into cash, we'd have had it. Well, next time. Oh, that's so disheartening. Gotta wait till winter and they take a while. They're 15 minutes. Yeah, we'll do it next time. Oh well. I need to get the alpine goats planted. That's the 30 alpine goats. Andalusian donkeys is next, but I can't afford them. They're 7.5k a pop. What I will do is I will convert what I can of the nuggets I've got into rosettes, so I'll be at 24. and I'll convert the rest into cash. 80k. How many Andalusian donkeys do you want, game? Don't be greedy. 10. Okay, so that's 75k. And then I'll have to plant the zucchinis next time round. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have enough because I've got to feed them. 6. Feed. 7. Feed. 8. Feed. 9. Feed. God damn, these things are so expensive. Flowers. I might be able to get enough to put the last Andalusian donkey down with flowers. No. The hibiscus ain't gonna cover it. See if this hibiscus gives me 2 gold nuggets, I'm gonna be so angry. I'm gonna be so angry. I'm so angry. Yeah, you can see the hibiscus has suffered greatly because it's not watered. I'm only getting 99 for it, which is about half what you should be getting for it. How much is zucchini? 120 a pop. Damn it. Got enough to put a donkey down, but not enough to feed it. I'd rather have the donkey down. At least then next time we get on we can feed it. I'll be able to feed it the chickens. And I've got to feed the chickens afterwards. Yes, at the start, expect to constantly run out of money. Constantly. Thank you, honey. Yeah, I've got 117 left. I could harvest the things, but I'm not going to. I'll just leave it there. 1 rosette short. And what I will do is I will run over and water the flowers, because they need the water. The more water they have, the more money you get from them. Water lemons, not so much. They're all good. Anyway, there we go. That was Farm Together, a brief, well, not brief, very long-winded tutorial on various aspects of the game. Thank you for tuning in. We shall be back around later on tonight with some more, probably Warframe later tonight. But thank you for tuning in. If you're on YouTube and you like what you see, you know what to do. If you're on Mixer and you haven't subscribed or followed or whatever the thing is, please do so. At 100 followers, we're going to be holding a hat giveaway. On YouTube, if you like what you see and you want to see more of what we do, feel free to leave a comment and subscribe. Please subscribe. Would be very, very helpful, as we're still trying to push to get up to the required 1,000 subscribers. We're at 28, 29, I think. So we've got a long way to go. But we will be doing a giveaway again at 100 subscribers on YouTube as well. Thank you for tuning in. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. Be good to one another. And if you can't be good, be bad. And remember, on Sunday, Green Grape News and merch. Lots of merch.